Now, let's talk a little bit about where these shots are available. I mentioned that the Biden administration boosted vaccine allocations last week. They also increased the number of vaccine doses going to pharmacies in the federal pharmacy partnership. That means more pharmacies are coming online this week to start giving shots through that federal partnership. CVS started vaccinating Virginians at certain locations a couple of weeks ago, and Walgreens will start later this week. In addition, Walmart, Albertsons, which owns Safeway, KVAT, which owns Food City, RBS, which owns Giant, and a network of independent community pharmacies are all coming on board to start vaccinating eligible Virginians. They'll share a federal allotment of the Moderna and Pfizer vaccines. Now, not all of the locations for each of these companies will be receiving vaccines. Locations are decided by the companies in consultation with our Virginia Department of Health to focus these efforts on high-risk and vulnerable communities. And Walmart plans to hold vaccination clinics at off-site locations that our Health Department and Department of Emergency Management help to choose. So Walmart won't be vaccinating in its stores at all. So please don't go there looking for a shot. They'll be out at community sites. The great thing about this is off-site mass clinics will allow Walmart to vaccinate a few hundred people a day, and it will allow them to choose different locations each week based on need. All of these pharmacies will prioritize those 65 and over, and all vaccinations are by appointment only. So again, please don't just show up, but go onto our website or make the phone calls and make sure everybody can get registered. A couple of weeks ago, CVS became the first pharmacy in the federal partnership to start vaccinating in Virginia. We've had conversations with these additional pharmacies about working with our pre-registration system, and they're all willing and interested in working together. But there are still some technology barriers. Some pharmacies are able to work with our pre-registration system online, but others are not. So we're putting creative solutions in place. This week, the call center is making outbound calls to schedule appointments for Walmart and Giant. Call center workers are calling people in Virginia's pre-registration database. So when your phone rings, you need to please answer it. We expect to expand this effort next week and beyond, with the call center setting up appointments for other pharmacies using the VDH pre-registration database. We're also working to connect these pharmacies with the state's list. We're encouraging health districts to share their wait list database with the pharmacies. These partnerships are expanding very quickly, and the majority of pharmacies in this federal partnership will work with our system, and that's a good thing. We're doing everything we can to ensure that Virginians who signed up with the VDH list are in line for pharmacy appointments. I'm glad that these pharmacy chains are willing to work with us, and I'm grateful that this federal partnership puts an additional 52,000 vaccine doses per week into Virginia's arms. We're also grateful this week to the Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA, which is allocating $179 million to Virginia to help cover costs to identify and set up future mass vaccination sites. We're not currently hosting those sites, but we don't want to wait until we have enough vaccine supply to do so to start the planning. We will be ready as supply expands. But we do expect to see vaccine supply increase soon, in part because, as you all probably heard on the news, Johnson & Johnson vaccine is likely to get approval from the FDA. Just this morning, FDA staff confirmed that the vaccine is safe, and we could see doses come into states as soon as next week. That is great news, because that will allow us to vaccinate more people and get closer to, as you all have heard us talk about before, herd immunity. So starting next week, just to summarize, we'll have 3 vaccines in Virginia that are safe and effective: Johnson & Johnson, Moderna, and Pfizer. All of these vaccines are shown to reduce serious illness and death from the virus. People ask me, what's the best one to get? Well, I would sum that up by saying the best vaccine is the one you get.